Good morning, everyone. Good morning, all the Growthcast warriors and G-Yuva families, G-Yuva community, and all the rural students in India. It's our privilege to welcome Dr. Prabhakar Bhangare to Growthcast episode 8 today. Welcome, Dr. Prabhakar. How are you today?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Shiva. I'm good. Thank you. And how are you doing?
We are doing good, Prabhakar. So, welcome to this episode 8. And today we are talking about skill gap, what today's youth are facing or missing, and how to bridge it. And Growthcast is where we bring stories that changed lives. And it's my privilege to welcome Dr. Prabhakar today. So, Prabhakar, little bit of introduction about you today. So, Prabhakar Bhangare is from Karnataka. He's the founder and CEO of Global PCCS, a leading global sustainability and compliance consulting company with over 20 years of industry experience. He is helping organizations worldwide navigating environmental regulations, sustainability, and supply chain compliance. He's passionate about mentoring youth and bridging the gap between education and industry. So this is a brief introduction about Dr. Prabhakar, and he's going to talk about more about himself. And Doctor, are you ready for the first question today?
Yes, I'm ready. Please go ahead.
Okay, so you built a successful global supply chain and sustainability company, and also you have like gone through like several candidates in your professional careers, interviewing them. So what uh, inspired you to build this organization, Prabhakar?
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for having me. And with a nice introduction, Dr. Shikumar.
Thank you. Thank
To begin with, my professional journey and college, I think it was not that credible, easy, and it was very tough. To be honest, I was just an average student during my schools and college days. In fact, if I tell the truth, I failed twice and I failed one more time during my engineering. Because of those academic failures, my confidence took a big hit, and I was rejected in more than 15 plus interviews just trying to get one simple entry level job. And that difficult phase taught me a big lesson. I would like to suggest your audience and students, please focus on your education and building the strong skills while you are in college is incredibly important. When you take your studies seriously early, it acts like a shield. It opens doors instant walk into corporate world smoothly without having to face the pain of constant rejection like I did. So this is my suggestion. Uh, uh, I would like to give two reasons of my journey as a entrepreneur. The first reason, if I want to tell the truth, when I got my very first job, my salary was just about 7,000 rupees per month.
you.
Out of curiosity, I sat down one day with a calculator. I wanted to see how much money I would make in total if I keep, working for a regular job until I retired until 60 age. When I calculated, the math surprised me. It came out around about 2.6 crores. Uh, that number made me to think hard about my future. I went on Google and did some research. Which career is actually make me the most money? What I was dreaming. What I learned and changed my mindset during that time. If I want a safe, decent, and comfortable life, a regular job is perfectly fine. But if you have a big like setting target to earn more than 100 crores or beyond in your lifetime, a standard monthly salary will never get you there. That was my as research out. Later, I realized that building a business is the only real answer which I was dreaming. In a job, your income is limited by your salary, fixed salary. So no matter how hard you work, right? So, but in business, the sky is the limit. The more you put effort in, and the more wealth you can create. That's the beauty of business. But you need to know how to manage your professional life, personal life, and all. If you manage that, I think this is the best way of handling your, to achieve your dreams. Coming back to second reason to start my career, I noticed that and when I started my journey, somewhere around the world we're struggling to meet compliance and sustainability requirements because most of the European and US or Japanese, these countries started coming up with different requirements, and the manufacturing companies started facing it. So I thought, every time a company makes car or any smartphone or any product, and if they're selling globally, they have to follow strict global rules, right? So to make sure it is safe for the environment and does not use harmful chemicals in their products. This is the global, this is called global compliance requirement when I started. So I realized company needed an expert like us to help them and navigate the rules, make sure their products are complying to the regulations. So which inspired me to start my own company called Global PCCS. So today we have a huge center of excellence right here in Bangalore with a team of 100 plus experts helping global brands. Uh, this is what my experience. So if you have any other questions, so maybe I can add into that, Dr. Shiv Kumar.
Thank you, Prabhakar, for the inspiring story and also what made you to start your own entrepreneurship. And you are a successful entrepreneur today and serving 400 plus clients across the world. Most of them are automobile clients. And so you have interviewed in your career, say like 2000 plus thousands of candidates, right? So what are the most, this conversation we are having today, it's all centered around youth actually. So what are the most common skill gaps you see among today's graduates and young professionals? So Dr. Prabhakar.
Yeah. Thanks for that question. I think it's very important right now for every industry. The biggest gap I see is not no, lack of intelligence. Today's students are really incredibly smart. The real gap is in the habit of rote learning versus a real world problem solving. So in the industry we have a real problems
Hmm.
which never taught in the in the college time. Think like this as an example. Many students are amazing at memorizing the user manual of a car, to pass a written exam, for example.
Yes.
But when I hand them a car key and say the engine is making a strange noise, please go and fix it, they literally freeze and they will not be able to even explain about the problem itself.
Hmm.
So that is the gap, the theory and practical makes it a big difference. And you cannot predict problems in a corporate companies. In college, questions always have a need, a very single answer at the back of the book, right? Textbooks. But in industry, problems are messy and confusing. You don't have a straightforward solution for every problems. So we see a lot of graduates who can repeat formulas perfectly, but struggle with the first principle thinking,
Hmm.
which just means breaking a big scary problem or down into small basic truth to be build a real solution from scratch. So I see the lot of gaps like using AI, Google Trap versus uh, deep problem solving. You can find quick answer online, but struggle to break down into solve completely new
Hmm.
messy problems from scratch. And textbook versus practical, these are the big differences. Everybody knows it. That has to student has to come over on that understanding practical problems which industries are facing. For example, if they want to pursue in a software or in automobile or aerospace, they need to really study what real problems are faced by the industries. And communication clarity is very important for every student. Struggle, I see that especially in my industry. If I talk about my industry, we hire freshers usually to train them. So even I students comes to interview without knowing the company information, what company is offering, what companies are providing solutions. So that gap I still see, that the what they studied and where they want to join, they don't have a clarity. So I also see when we hire students, I see lack of ownership. So freshers often wait around the perfect step-by-step instruction as they got it in the college from the professor or lecturer. But instead of, they have to be proactive in finding solution or workplace challenges in corporate. So that gaps I find, in the in our office while interacting with freshers.
Awesome, awesome. So basically, you are trying to bridge the the gaps. You're listing the gaps between the education and the industry gaps. So you see a clear practical skill set gap in today's young professionals, Doctor. So Prabhakar, so my next question is today's young professionals are extremely capable. They're
Yeah.
really good, talented in technical skills, tech skills basically. So as an employer, as a successful employer of like multiple organizations, what are the values, the non-technical side, non-technical skill sets, which you value most, or any employer value most, Prabhakar?
Yeah, in terms, if I talk about non-technical, if I talk about their degrees of, students who have can get you through the front door for an interview. So based on their degree, like, they are into chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, or environmental engineer. So that opens the door for an interview. But
Mm,
your soft skills are what actually get you hired or maybe, promoted. So even before that, I noticed that many students don't have a clear dreams or a sense of purpose of life. Forget about the jobs,
mm,
uh, even skills. So these are basic no, foundations needed to understand where they are really heading. So students need to understand what are their dreams or a sense of purpose of life. So these are basic, some of the thing when I interact, I find these are some, lacking. And apart from that, in general, employers perspective, they look for many aspects, especially on the structured communications. Most of the companies follow prep method. uh, Prep method is like point, reason, example, and point, which expect from the non-technical people. It's not just about speaking fluent English. It's about being a clear. I
mm.
always tell students to use prep rule when talking to their superior or client. So second thing, learning agility. This is your ability to learn new things quickly. The tools we use today will change tomorrow, right?
Yes.
When I started my job, that was not the same tool. Maybe we are have upgraded or enhanced those tools. We don't just hire you for what you know right now. We
Mm,
hire you for fast. Fast you can first you can adapt and new things in your daily work. Otherwise, you will be outdated. Similar, like example, mobiles. You have an latest updates. If you do not update your latest version, your mobile also behave abnormal. So
very true.
keep updating your knowledge, what industries are looking for, just apart from your curriculum. Apart from that, I also want to see that extreme ownership is very important. This means like taking full responsibility when they join company. They have to take the ownership when something goes wrong. A student might say, no one told me to do this. A great employee, what I see from fresher, they can say, let me figure out how to fix this, instead of I nobody has taught me. So finding solution themselves and approaching their team lead or whoever superior, and they can tell what they can deliver and contribute. These are some of the things, what I see, some of the gaps.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's powerful actually. So you are trying to explain, give insights based on your experience of interviewing, like seeing firsthand of all these young professionals. That's really powerful and powerful insight, I say. So when we talk about bridging the gap, what practical steps today's young professionals can take when they're in the school in order to bridge this industry gap, Prabhakar?
Yeah, in fact, students don't have to wait until graduation.
Mhm.
They are to understand the industry. You can start building a bridge right now with many ways. Okay.
Okay.
For example, treat internship like test drive. I see most of the students goes for internship, but just for
Experience.
piece of paper or a certificate to show that I have attended internship without having knowledge. When we cross question on the internship, they are not able to answer it. Please treat it like a test drive for your career. Walk around the office, shadow the senior professionals, ask them why they do things a certain way, and see what real business pressures looks like. They have to ask questions and learn out of it. Just for the sake of certificate, if you are approaching for internship, it is meaningless. So I suggest your audience or students who are watching this, please consider this as a test drive and gain experience out of it. And second thing, work with the different mindsets. In college, we see that engineering students stick with engineering students, business students, stick with business students for having a projects. But in a company, we all work together as a team. Try building college projects with a mixed team, like MBA students, engineering students, other course, other graduation joint. You have to do such a project jointly, so you can expect some input from the MBA point of view, some input from the technical point of view from engineering and other. I don't know how it works, but I have given suggestion to some of the college where I interact.
Mhm.
So working as a team with a different background is very important, working with a different mindset. And third thing, learn global standards which are acceptable, right? Very important. If I talk about my industry, you need to spend hour a week, even during college time. What are the international standards followed every industry?
Mm.
Focus on that. What are the green energy or carbon footprint of softwares or standards are followed in an industry. So if you are preparing during the college itself, you know how to answer when you are approaching such companies who are hiring. So you need to
Yeah.
learn every standards which are followed globally,
Mhm.
not just limited to your curriculum.
Awesome. Awesome.
And one more thing, very important. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I follow the 888 rule. I hope you know that 88 rule in 24 hours. God is giving you 24 hours every day as a gift.
Yes.
How you are breaking that 8 hours rule? So 8 hours for good sleep, that is required everyone.
Mhm.
And 8 hours, maybe students are watching, they spend 8 hours in a college and study purpose. And remaining 8 hours are very, very important for everyone. How you are balancing your life for remaining 8 hours. If you want to build, if you have a dream, please focus on those 8 hours, spending time with family, spending time with friends, and take at least 1 hour a day to contribute in your dream. If you have a dream, spend 1 hour. Even if you have a skill, no, enhance your skill learning on those every single day. Don't miss every single day wasting time. So 8-8 rule is very important. The last 8 hours is very important according to me. So student need to focus on that 8 hours to upgrade themselves what's happening around the world related to their dreams and skills which they are focusing on.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that golden nuggets you're trying to give. So basically, you're talking about organizing the self and discipline and utilizing the time. That's very important. That's powerful, actually. So there's one quote which I keep. It's coming back to me now. If our thoughts are not connected with our purpose, if our thoughts are not connected with our purpose, we will not become the creative force. So we need to stay focused. I think that's the Prabhakar is trying to give. When we are a student, we are young professionals, but still we can focus on our dream, our purpose. So that's our early start. So Prabhakar, so when we talk about the next question, so you visit engineering colleges in Karnataka to extract the talents, from the directly from college, and you see all these talents firsthand. And another way, the industry is getting transformed. Like the AI is coming, and it's getting completely transformed. The thing, like, what do you see like in the next decade? So what are the how things is going to be in the next decades? Like when we talk about future, so what skills or what talents are young professionals to develop in the next decade? So what do you think about future for young professionals in the
Yeah.
context of changing technology and AI?
Yeah, when we say technology, I think most of people are thinking AI, artificial intelligence, right? Yes, AI will continue to transform industries in every aspect, not just industry, even education can be transformed. A lot of things AI can change. But a lot of students, what I see, they are worried that AI will take their jobs. Not only students, even employees who are working in a companies.
Mhm.
Let me reassure that, AI won't take your job, but professional who knows how to use AI better than you might lose the job. So make sure you are upgraded with the AI in your domain.
Okay.
Or if you're studying, make sure you are aligned to the latest technology. You are not outdated from the trends, what's happening. Our next 10 years, 1 decade you ask. So you need to research what is, I can't just generalize one statement here because there could be many people different domain, right? They are pursuing computer or
Yeah.
medicine, many other things. But you need to see what are the things you are expecting changes in next 10 years. Please align to that, otherwise you will be outdated and other professional can take your job. So in that case, you are at risk.
Mm.
So, and if I talk about more on the AI, it just because AI can just, generate text, also code and answer in seconds, right? The value of human work is shifting from doing to verifying.
Yeah.
So whatever doable can be automated with AI technology, but verifying is required somebody else.
Hmm.
How they verify with the evidence.
True. True.
And if I talk about my domain, being a quality auditor from Quality Council of India for some certain standards, so AI makes mistakes. It hallucinates and invents facts. The most important skills of the future is being able to look at an AI's output, audit with a critical eye, and say this part is correct and that part is wrong. So AI and second point, if I talk about AI and data literacy, you don't need to be a coder, but understanding how to leverage AI tools, spot trends in big data, and make informed data-backed decisions will be essential across all industries. These are some of the things, in students need to focus aligning what's happening around their domain specifically. And if they are upgrading themselves, I don't think so, they will be having any issues in getting jobs or even starting a company in that domain. They will be subject matter expert in that case.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
adaptability
Yeah.
and lifelong learning is also important for every domain.
Mhm.
Continuous learning is very, very important for those professionals or students.
Awesome, awesome. So basically saying like stay updated and look beyond today and envision what is coming up. Like every day the technology is changing. Like as you said rightly, apps are getting upgrade. We need to upgrade our apps, our phones. Just like stay updated and see what's coming up in the next
Yeah.
decade or so, and prepare yourself for. Thank you for the powerful. Like we are in the last leg of this conversation, and it's very wonderful. And thank you for having you today. So it's a very, very, very powerful discussion which we are having here. So Prabhakar, so if you're advising 16-year-old student, like my daughter is 15, so maybe your daughter is 16. So if you're advising our kids, right? So what are the three skills would you encourage them to, start developing immediately to prepare for a successful, future or entrepreneurship? So what do you say about it, Doctor?
Okay. If I was sitting down with a 16-year-old today, I think I would give them these friendly pieces of advice because these are very important for everyone, especially students. The first one I would like to talk about on the public speaking, practice public speaking. Your ideas are only valuable if you can explain them to someone else, right? Join a club or communities, speak up in class, practice presenting to your friends. Being able to share a clear story, is a superpower. So I suggest every youngsters to focus on practicing public speaking. And
I want to reiterate that, like the public speaking is a superpower in today's context,
yes,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
according to me, because most of the students, when I interact with them, they fail to talk. Even whatever they know, they were unable to convey that what in knowledge they have. So speaking, conveying clear message is important, according to my understanding and my experience.
Okay.
And second would be building a growth mindset, as
Growth.
your title itself shows that growth cast, right? So
Yes. I said
growth
our
mindset.
case is growth. Growth.
Exactly. So in the growth mindset, continuous learning is most important. Continuous learning. When I'm saying not today I learned and it's done,
Yes.
continuous learning is most important because the jobs you will do in now or maybe in next 20 years or 20 years probably you don't have to you haven't even been invented yet, right? So whatever is coming up, please focus and learn. And your greatest skill is the confidence that you can catch and teach yourself anything new. So upgrading, as I said in the previous question, very important. Third thing, I follow Stephen Covey, very well, adapting
Yes,
seven
and
habits. Recommend every students to please adapt Stephen Covey 7 habits, very important. And adapt 8-8 rule, also very important to upgrade yourself and balance your life. Uh, Last
nice.
one thing I would like to tell, most of the time people are very comfort, they want to play around with the comfort zone. Please come out from the comfort zone.
Yes,
And even from the fear zone, I see people are, when they are in comfort zone, they are not extending to go, take any risk or to challenge themselves.
amazing.
And they fear of taking challenges. Please come out from these zones. Comfort zone you should leave, fear zone you should leave. Focus on learning zone and growth zone. So if they adopt this concept in their early stage, as you said, 16-year-old, I think nobody can stop their growth.
They become literally unstoppable.
Yes.
So come out of the fear zone, they come out of the doubts and all that confusion zone. So always operate from the growth, and the public speaking is the key. The growth, the continuous learning is a key. So I think these are the powerful practical inputs Dr. Prabhakar is sharing today, and he's sharing from the experience.
One important point, Dr. Shiva, last one, because I need to also address negativity.
Mhm.
Young generations are very quick learning everything, but they also fall under shortcuts.
Yeah,
There is no shortcut. Please, if you want to achieve something, big dreams, if you have, please, there is no shortcut. You have stage by stage approach. Focus on that long term, targets, whatever you have. Don't believe in shortcuts.
don't believe in shortcuts. Okay, so that's a takeaway. The last minute, like this is no shortcuts in life and no free lunch also. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Prabhakar. So it's our privilege to have you today, and to have you, and you share last 30 minutes. You shared golden nuggets for our community, the G-Yuva community, the Growthcast warriors, and all the Growthcast mainly focus on like rural students in India. So
Okay,
because
great.
when I started my life like as a rural village student, so I always think put myself into it. Okay, there are millions and millions of people who look for this kind of knowledge, practical knowledge. So thank you. And G, you are also influenced by Swami G, Swami Vivekananda. So we always end with this quote: "Arise, awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Uttistata Jagrata Prapya Varani Bodhata." And thank you, Dr. Prabhakar Bhangare, for joining this conversation today at Growthcast episode 8. And signing off. And
Thank you.
next,
Thank you for this opportunity to talk and share my experience. Thanks a lot, Dr. Shiv Kumar.
thank you, Prabhakar.